I thought it was about time that I made another Thin Lizzy lesson. So in this video we're going to look at the bass line from Jailbreak. Now this is a classic Thin Lizzy tune, one of their most well played tunes, and it obviously features Phl Lynott on bass. Now, like a lot of Thin Lizzy tunes, the main theme from Jailbreak is played in unison with the bass and the guitars. You can pick up a free transcription that I've made of the exact Phl Lynott bass line from Jailbreak. So if you look below in the description, you'll see a link there. Just fill that out and I'll send you the PDF booklet, which has standard notation and tab. So let's get started. First of all, we'll talk about the key. Now we play this in E major. Thin Lizzy would often detune a half step. So they play it in E major and it sounds in E flat major. Okay, so I haven't detuned this bass. So we're just going to run this lesson with normal tuning. But if you want to play what I've written on the transcription and what you learn in this lesson, if you want to play that with the original track, then make sure you detune your bass by a half step, every string by a half step, detune it down, okay? Phl Lynott played with a pick and fingerstyle, so you can choose whatever you want. If you play fingerstyle like I do in this lesson, then make sure that you just have a brighter tone if you're playing it live with a band. That will help your bass to cut through the mix more. So it's entirely up to you. And also, if you want to get nearer to the original sound, you could put some flanger on it as well. Phl Lynott did that, and you'll get close to his bass tone. Now Phl Lynott always varied his bass lines when he played through the songs, so he just didn't play the set riff exactly the same every time. I'm going to show you kind of standardised riffs, but on the transcription I've written his exact lines out, well, as much as I can hear them anyway. It's difficult to hear Phl Lynott's lines on the original studio versions because the bass really blends in with the rest of the song, but when he played live he'd vary it anyway. So I'm going to show you the kind of basic riffs. But you can also look on the transcription. If you think they're the odd notes out, then play what you hear. First of all, I'll show you the main riff from Jailbreak. This is used for the intro, the pre-verses and the verses, okay? It's the same thing. We start on A and then E, F sharp, okay? Okay, so we've got A, E, F sharp, E, E, F sharp, E, okay? Okay, so we use that high A here. We'll also put the muted note in that Phl Lynott plays. Okay. If you haven't played a muted note before, just lightly rest your fingers on the strings like that and pluck. You'll get a percussive sound. If you're getting a ring in, then you're doing it over the frets. Don't do that. Make sure that your little finger or your highest finger isn't over the fret, okay? Get that sound. So we're doing a sort of pickup note. Now the guitars do another pickup note for that second bar, but I don't think the bass does that mostly, okay? But it doesn't matter if you want to put that in. Okay, so that's the main riff. So we've got that for the intro. We've actually got an E, everyone plays a chord, and our cue to come in on lots of the sections is a snare hit. Boom. Okay. Boom. Okay, so for the intro, listen out for that hit, okay? Because we've got a pause, listen for that hit, and then you come in for the intro. Then you've got the same riff for verse 1. If you're enjoying this lesson, then don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That really helps me out. You can do that by clicking the red subscribe button on the corner of the screen. And if you click the bell and select all, then you'll get notified as soon as I release a new video. We'll now look at the chorus. Now Phl Lynott doesn't play this the same each time, but there's a kind of standard riff, 2-bar riff. I'll show you that first. You can look at all the different variations on the free transcription, which you can download below. So the chords are just B to E, okay? That's the standard riff. Okay, we push early into the E. Okay, we play those on this part of the bass, so the 7th fret of each string. Okay, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Okay, we change the E on 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Okay, it's early. That's a nice little chromatic pattern there. Each fret. So we just use 6, 7, 8, 9. Repeat 6 and 7. I'll play that round, I'll loop it round. Come with me if you want to. 3, 4. I was doing this bass line with a pupil of mine last week, and it's a really good one actually. Lots of Phl Lynott's ones are good for playing one finger per fret, just working on your technique a bit. This bit. Okay, just think about your technique when you're playing that. Try and keep your fingers close to the fretboard and use one finger per fret. Okay. And then, okay, we've got that bit there. Okay, so you repeat that 3 times, and we've got a pattern on A, which is an arpeggio. Okay, just an arpeggio there, root, 3rd, 5th, and then down to G sharp, E, F sharp. Okay. And you wait for the hit again to come back in on the next section. So that bit there, 3, 4. Again, 3, 4. Okay. So you have to jump to get to that bit. So before that on the B and the E. So I just kind of have my eye on that 5th fret there. You could use the open A if you wanted to, but I just jumped down. So it's entirely up to you. You could put an open A there if you find it easier. So you can use that pattern for all the choruses. You can just play it like that. But as I said, Phl Lynott kind of varies the choruses. There's another pattern here. This is bar 54. That bit there. Okay. Now when we get the 2nd and the 3rd chorus, they're double length. And that A to the F sharp section is slightly different. We play this. Okay. You can be kind of sliding up from the F sharp to the B like this. Okay, it's actually really hard to work out what Phl Lynott's doing there. I'd say that he's playing that B there. You can just play F sharps if you want. Okay, that's one of those moments really hard to pick the exact bass line out, okay? So that kind of gives you a double chorus. You go into the chorus again and then play that pattern there, okay? So the 2nd and 3rd chorus is a double length. If you're motivated to improve your bass playing and you really want the benefits of doing this directly with me and other like-minded bass players, then you'll love my GBS Bass Masters membership. On this site you'll get monthly challenges, study material and a private bass community which I also take part in. You'll find details of that on my website gbshed.com, and there's also a link below in the description that you can click on for more details. After the first chorus we've got the pre-verse and the verse. This uses exactly the same riff. We've got the next chorus double length, and then we've got the bridge, okay? The bridge is just this pattern. Okay, so that's just the riff at the end of the choruses. Then we've got this really exciting part of the song, the breakout section. This is quite technical. You just kind of have to make it work with a fingering pattern that you like. So I'll play the first bit of it. Okay, so we're kind of bouncing off this E here. Okay, like that. Okay, you could play it on using the open E. Which makes it much easier. So if you're struggling with this version, you can play using the open E. But I've checked it out on the live versions. He's definitely playing high up there. When I listen to the studio recording, it sounds like it's playing it here because I kind of hear him going down to play the next bit on A. Okay, so you play 3 E's to start with, and then you play the upper note, and then 2 E's, the upper note, 2 E's, the upper note, 2 E's, and then the upper note, 2 E's. Okay, so it goes, this pattern goes across the bar line, so it's a bit of a weird rhythm. Okay, the way I finger it is I use my second finger on the E, and then I use my first finger on the G sharp, second finger on the A, and then my little finger on the A sharp, little finger on the B. But you have to stretch. Okay, it's awkward whatever way you do it, so if there's a fingering pattern you prefer, then do that. Okay, I'll just loop that round and round the first 2 bars of the breakout section. 3, 4. If you're struggling to work out this pattern, then get the transcription and look at it, look at the notes, or even just look at the tab and look at what strings, what you're playing on what strings. So you play 3 on the A string, which is the E, and then you play 1 on the D string, 2 on the A string, 1 on the D string, 2 on the A string, like that. Okay, look at the pattern, make sure you understand the pattern, and then it will kind of just flow once you've worked out a fingering pattern. So we play it 4 times on E, and then we go to A. Now when we play the pattern on A, it's lower, so we can use the open string. This is another one of those patterns where you want to use 1 finger per fret. Just do the open A, and then you're using frets 4, 5, 6 and 7. Put that with me a little bit slower. 3, 4. After we do it on A twice, we go back to E. And then this last one, we go all the way up the top like this. Okay, I'll play that again, that last bit. Okay, so on that top line we're doing... So the pattern we're doing is... It's a sort of walking line, or it's just a kind of a kind of chromatic blues run there. I'm now going to play the whole of this breakout section. I'm going to play it a little bit slower, so join in with me if you want to, or just have a listen and watch my hands. Okay, 3, 4. Stay on E. A. E. A long E. Okay, and then you wait. Boom. Okay, so you wait for that snare hit again, and then we've just got the pre-verse, the verse and the chorus, and we end the song. Okay, so that breakout section is definitely the hardest section. You're just gonna have to find a way that suits you to play that. And as I said, if you really can't play it higher, then just play it lower using the open E string. We've now covered the main parts of the bass line. And remember, you've got the free transcription, you've got the exact bass part on that you can work through. Take it section by section, so Phl Lynott doesn't really vary the verses. He just changes what he plays in the choruses, so look at those different choruses, but you can play the same one if you want each time. It still sounds great with the song. Then you've got the bridge section, which is really the end of one of the choruses. And then you've got the breakout section, so work on that section as well. Well, I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Let me know what you thought in the comments below. Also, if you've got another Phl Lynott bass line that you really like, let me know also in the comments. I have covered The Boys Are Back in Town and Dancing in the Moonlight. Just check those videos out on my channel. If you felt you got value out of this lesson, you can always buy me a coffee. The details on the screen here, or you can click the link below in the description. Also, don't forget to help me out by liking and sharing this video, and also subscribing to my channel. If you want more bass content, more free stuff, or bass courses, bass books and merch, then check out my website gbshed.com. I've also put links to loads of different useful bass resources down below in the description, so check that out. This is Greg from Greg's Bass Shed. Hopefully see you very soon in the next video.